Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Trav White, and I have a special guest host with me tonight, Shadow. We are going to be doing some West Coast races, and with that, I'm going to turn it over to Shadow. Shadow, take it away.
All right, thank you. So, yeah, we got five racers in here, it looks like. Chosen, React, Aaron, Trav, and Hippie. So, I don't know if another will join. There is room for one more on the screen, it looks like, but I think that they are ready to go with the five of them. To see here, we have going on in the race room. Looks like they are all at the starting screen, so I'm expecting we'll see the countdown soon. Okay, there's the race. 5 entrants. 4 out of the 5 are ready. I'm guessing that we will soon see this one get underway. And the counter is going down. 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll see him taking off. As always, Trev is about 2.5 to, looks like 4 seconds ahead of everyone. Hippie didn't get started. I wonder if they just started late. Either has about a 10 to 12 second stream delay or just actually started a little bit later. So I believe that in the actual race, it will go by his actual time. That if he did start late, that doesn't cost him at all. Let's see, I don't think I saw anyone get an early P bag in the Magic Cave. Looks like Aaron and Hippie are... Nope, I thought Hippie was maybe going up to get the trophy. Or it looks like Aaron did, but actually took a death in there. Hopefully that... Oh, again! That is 2 deaths for Aaron right there. Hopefully that will not happen again on the way out. Does get the trophy early, the others will need to go back and get the trophy. Looks like Chosen, React, and Hippie have taken leads on Trav. I didn't see what happened there. It might have been an encounter. But his video should be ahead of everyone else's, but he is just now coming back from the bubbles, getting the heart piece. So he may have had an encounter or two or something that set him back a bit. Aaron just now going down to get the heart piece. Okay, everyone getting the first key. Except for Aaron, who took a different route. Aaron's got the heart piece. And Aaron did game over. So that is not desirable right there. We'll be heading back to the palace. Needs to be able to get all of his levels where he's intending. And losing the points from getting the magic bottle and killing the enemy guarding the trophy may have been part of his leveling plan. Looks like he went back for the heart piece again. That may have just been habit, or might have been more comfortable with the patterns the enemies were going to give him if he did that. Trav takes a death, it looks like, from a bot. Those bots can be quite annoying sometimes. And they are all in the palace again. Aaron's got the key. Let's see, so it looks like... Well, Riak just took a death. Yeah, I was wondering if maybe he got to the end of that room. I don't think he'd ever take an intentional death there. So it looks like Chosen is, wow, Riak is at the end of this room, so they're neck and neck right now. Looks like Riak still has a bit of a lead, but I didn't see if Chosen also took a death, but having an extra life may be a time save later. They're gonna want to have their extra lives in Palace 4, where they can maybe take some deaths in advantageous places. Let's see, it looks like all 4 that took the path straight to the palace are about to head to the Horsehead. He does have a name, something like Missoura. It's actually a pretty good name, but everyone just likes to call him Horsehead. See, and it looks like Trav skipped the Goomba. He's gonna get up to attack 3. Are any of them potentially going... No, none of them are going to get attack 4 from the looks of it. They're all going to be exiting Palace 1 at attack 3. Chosen, Riak, and Hippie at life 2. Trav is at life 1. And it looks like the 4 runners that all went straight to the palace without going to the trophy are now all exiting the palace. Aaron run wasn't necessarily going to be set back too much by going to get the trophy first, but having taken those deaths in that cave and then winding up getting the game over, that did cost a lot of time. The others are all in or exiting the cave now. It looks like Trav and Riak have the lead. Riak probably ahead by about 2.5 to 4 seconds. Because they seem to be right neck and neck, and we know that Trav's video is a little bit ahead. Alright, so we see the runners getting the jump spell, and they're going to head south. As you were told at the beginning of the game, you get the candle and then head west, and you don't go south without the candle. You don't go south without the jump spell either. This is discussing in someone's stream that I don't think this game expects you to not have the manual. And I think if you have the manual, the hints at the beginning of this game are a little bit more clear. Where the kid tells you to get the palace, or get the candle in Parappa, and then go west. Well, if you have the manual, you know where Parappa Palace is. You know where Parappa Desert is. And that hint is a little bit more clear that he means get the candle first and then go west. And if you go west, they tell you not to go south without the candle, and you can't go anywhere further west before going south. So the hints do make sense, but I think it expects you to have the manual. The manual is also the place where it is going to tell you. We see Chosen go into the screen with the extra life and then not grab it. That may have been for overworld enemy manipulations. And expect that he will grab the extra life when coming back. We'll have to come back after getting the hammer in order to get the medicine, or water of life as they call it in game. Now, the manual will also tell you that the hammer enables you to cut down trees, and then after that, I think one of the other more cryptic puzzles in this game is finding New Kasuto. And at least if you know you can cut down trees with the hammer, then you might just go out exploring and cutting down all of the trees you can. As it is, I don't think I ever actually found New Kasuto as a kid. I do remember reading the manual. Like, it all came back to me when I went back and looked up a PDF of the manual as an adult. But I don't think we ever actually owned a copy of this game, but we rented it several times, and I do remember playing it a lot. I definitely remember having read the manual. Or it may have been a neighbor that had the game, and we often would swap games. So even though we never actually owned a copy of this game. I did get to play this game frequently and would very much enjoy getting halfway through the game and then getting completely stuck. Still have very good memories of it, enough that I continued to play the game as an adult. Not as good as these guys, though. And we see all of the runners at or on the way to Death Mountain now. Death Mountain, where there are some terrifying axe-wielding enemies. Like that one we see on Chosen's screen right there. And Trav at possibly the scariest one in the game. Especially for the... and he just took a death from him. That is a shame. I think that enemy has killed me more than any other enemy in the game, especially considering how many times you might have to play through Death Mountain when you're trying to make progress in the game. Some people might know. Oh, we just see Hippie mow that enemy down. I'm not thinking off the top of my head what those enemies are called. They're not the Gorias. That's what Trav just fought, a blue Goria. I'm not sure. It's not coming to me off the top of my head what the orange and red axe-wielding guys are called. Daira. Okay. That's correct. In Mario Brothers, it's often there is a particular Goomba named Greg, the very first enemy of the game, and it's often commented that that's the most dangerous enemy in the game because you're small, you're not ready for him, and probably so many kids just picked up the game for the first time and ran straight into that Goomba. And then the next time they learned you can just jump over them. But just from getting the first kill so often, that Goomba probably deserves recognition for being the one enemy in that game that has killed more people than anyone else. In this particular game, it is that red Daira. In my estimation, it would have to be that red Daira that throws axes at you when you have very little headroom to jump. And Trav is very low on life down here in Death Mountain. He did not have the down stab. I was thinking, okay, looks like he is not going to go straight to the hammer. He's going to go get mad. Oh, but he takes a death. That was a bad death to take there with the game over. Did decide he would have to go try to get that magic. Either way, though, there were enemies he was going to have to face. And that might be very bad from a leveling perspective because he was very close to attack 4. We see React getting the magic bottle. Looks like Hippie and Chosen are on their way out after having gotten the hammer. Chosen now has the magic bottle as well. And Hippie grabs the magic bottle. And that death... has allowed Aaron likely to take the lead over Trav. And Trav is heading back to Jump Town. It's like... Looks like that was to get magic and life. Okay, chat is informing me that Trav was most likely not going to get a magic bottle. He was trying to kill a Dyra to take life 3. Looks like we're about to see Aaron get the hammer. So 4 out of 5. Yes, Panda Unicorn, this is Shadow. I'm doing commentary on the race. Trav White is one of the racers. I'm doing commentary for the race, and I was talking in the background as heard on Future Rush's stream. And yeah, I was in her stream as well, and kind of confirmed that yes, I am getting picked up by her microphone, although I don't believe she is getting picked up by mine. Yeah, she's not talking very loud, but I think that we're also using very different microphones for our respective purposes. She's using a gaming headset that will pick up other loud noises in the same room. Yeah. Okay, Trav is back in Death Mountain. And we see Chosen and Hippie getting the downstab. Riak getting the fairy spell. Aaron is on his way back from Death Mountain. And this time, Trav just successfully mows that red Dyra down. I wonder if he should be given a name. I think that particular red Dyra should have a name. Oh no. But then Trav takes another death in the next cave. Riak grabs a heart piece. After having gotten the hammer, that heart piece becomes available. grabs the medicine and then takes a death. That'll send them back to the North Palace now. I might be pronouncing that wrong. It might be more like Daria. I think it's let me see, how was it spelled for me in the chat earlier? I actually couldn't remember the name of that enemy just a little bit. But I think it's I before the A. But even if it is, no, it is I after the A. But I would typically pronounce that with an I sound. It might be Daira though. It is Daira. Okay. Chat is confirming that it is pronounced Daira. And Aaron has just raided with a party of 7. And it looks like we now have a picture-in-picture-in-picture effect. I actually kind of want to squint my screen and see how many times we see this video loop. I am assuming this means that Aaron has left the race. Yes, Aaron is no longer in the race, registered as a did not finish. So, seems as though he's come over to watch with everyone else. Well, thank you on behalf of Trav White for the raid. And good effort. That was a shame, those 2 deaths early in the trophy cave. So Aaron is saying in chat that he forgot he was on his last life. So after taking that death in the cave, that is... And I did notice a long pause on the save continue screen, so I had a feeling that that may have been coming. Priak has the glove. Not just the glove, it's the handy glove. Trav is now on his way back from Death Mountain. But is in a hole and likely needs some mishaps to happen to the other players in order to catch back up. Hippie taking some hits from those bricks. Needs to find a way out of there. Can't just cut your way through them until after getting the glove. So you have to go through that room once with no way to carve through the bricks. Now we see him pick up the point bag on the way back. see, it looks like Chosen, Riak, and Hippie are all on the way to this boss. Hippie very low on life here, and is gonna take a death here, trying to skip that Stalfos. Probably safer to fight it, but he could at least try to block that with his shield. He doesn't, no point in getting more points. So he just wanted to skip all those enemies. There's probably a chance that he could have gotten through, although it possibly would have been safer to stop and fight the, stop and actually fight the Stalfos. Grabbing more keys. Looks like Riak is at attack 5 right now. Gets that point bag, so he'll be able to get attack 6 after finishing off Helmet Head. Chosen also looking at finishing Palace 2 at attack 6. And Riak looks like he's the first to place the crystal in Palace 2. Chosen fighting Helmet Head right now. Gets the kill. Grabs the key and will be the next to place a crystal. Hippie at the Helmet Head fight. And there is the crystal placement by Hippie. Trev looks like just got the fairy spell now. We'll be heading to Palace 2 shortly. So Chosen and Riak at attack 6. Hippie is leaving Palace 2 at attack 5. Being informed in chat that Trav is in the lead. That Trav is in race 2, so well ahead. Okay, that makes perfect sense now. So he has about a 40-minute head start. There are going to be 2 races. This is a West Coast race, so they are only doing the first 3 palaces. So after finishing Palace 3, then we will be having another race. Results will be in for this one. Ooh, okay, Riak did get out of the graveyard. I thought for a sec that he had that encounter in the graveyard, but it was on the next square. So Riak is still well on the way to being the first to get to Palace 3. Just has to avoid some encounters here. Chosen is on the way now as well. After getting through this cave. So we'll see him wait to... Oh, but he does get an encounter. So Riak's still the first to get there. Chosen avoids encounters and is right on his tail. Hippie just getting out of the cave and will also try to avoid any encounters on his way to the palace. Gets into the palace. Went to see if there was a magic bottle there, but got a Got Iron Knuckles instead. Those are supposedly 50-50 propositions.
I think it would still work. In the sense of if it's patched, then no. It won't. But if there is a way for you to try to see your through the
And React getting the magic upgrade right there. Seemed to know exactly where that mace was going to boomerang back the other way. Kind of turned around at just the perfect time. Ooh, React just barely made that jump. Looks like that was just about the last pixel he could have landed on. That is a very tough jump to make. You pretty much got to be perfect. You got to take off from one of the last pixels of the previous platform.
Thank you for everybody that stopped by and gave me a chat. I will see you later.
Looks like Chosen and React are still very close. Chosen may have a slight lead at the moment. And looks like Chosen is opting to take a death, which is actually going to be a better speed strat. And I think I mentioned Palace 4 earlier, forgetting this was a West Coast race. There's not going to be a Palace 4. So Chosen has the advantage. Hippie is about 15 or so seconds behind from the looks of it. Maybe more closer to 30. See, Chosen going to get one of the next keys. And these guys make this key grab look so easy. That is something that is not actually that easy. I think to the typical casual player, the way you just carve out that staircase so nice and neat while dodging all the projectiles. Let's see how Hippie does it. Yep. Well, a little bit less smooth than the others, but still better than the average. The average player of this game, by a long shot. Looks like Trav is still on his way through Palace 2. Not quite at Helmet Head yet. And we got Chosen placing the crystal first. Riak just finishing off the boss and heading over with the crystal himself. Kinda stops for a moment. Then placing the crystal. Hippie taking a death in there. Hippie still trying to officially finish in third. Needs to take out Rebenak here. Okay, here he comes. Rebenak is coming back. After taking his time getting back on screen for a minute. Okay, knocks him off the horse. Trav just took a death in Palace too. Let's see, we do have official times that Chosen finished first at 37:24, React finished second at 37:41. Hippie finished third at 38 minutes and 36 seconds. And it looks like Trav has also taken a did not finish. So we will be moving on with the second race shortly. See Hippie doing some practice, it looks like. Looks like we see Aaron saying he's not doing a second race. And yeah, it looks like his space is blank on screen right now. Didn't see if that was already the case, because that is correct. Did stop his stream. So like Hippie is practicing fighting in the road to the Great Palace in the Dark, Valley of Death. Looks like that is some save state practice. Levels at 141. Now these kind of runs just seem so intimidating where it's obviously all glitched out. They did some healer glitch shenanigans. And now they're fighting. You see them fighting in the dark in a cave. Okay, let's see. I got to get the new race up. Okay, looks like we're going to see some rearrangement of the runners on screen. So Chosen is in, Trav is in. I'm guessing Hippie is still in as well. Perhaps Riak is not going to be in the second race. Okay. Let's see here. I should take a peek at the chat. Okay, no confirmation. but I am currently under the assumption that Riak is not in this second race, so this will be a three-way race. And I am going to get up for just a second, and I will be right back. Although it does look like they got a time up, at least between two runners. We got one ready, one not ready. Hippie is not in if he's going. He might be sitting out the second race as well, and just doing some practice. We'll have to find out. I will be back in just 1 second. Okay, and I'm back. Let's see. Okay, so is this second race going to be any percent then? Okay, so yeah, Riak had to go. That's gonna try to catch up here. So it's Trav versus Chosen versus Hippie. I'm imagining this is another West Coast race, and that it is not going to be an any percent race. I have a feeling that was a little bit of joking around in the chat. Looks like we do still only have Chosen and Trav in the race room at the moment. Okay, so it looks like this is going to be a heads up race. Seems to be that the overlay has been switched up a bit here. And they're just moving things around in order to prep for a heads up race. Looks like we're going to have Trav on the left and Chosen on the right. And that is a very nice overlay of the final palace, let us say, with Thunderbird and Shadow Link's shadow rather, protecting the timer. And it looks like the runners are getting ready to go. The clock is ticking down, so they'll be off in 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here they go. We'll have to keep in mind that it looks like Trav has just over 3 seconds on Chosen due to stream delay. So if it seems like a close race, if Chosen is within 3 seconds of Trav, he is actually leading. So no one gets a point bag in the first cave. Chosen does get a fairy encounter, so that's a little bit of a setback, but not a bad setback. They are both at or heading into the Parappa Desert. Trav needs to do a little bit of dancing around to avoid an encounter. Chosen does the same dance. Trav gets the bubble skip. Looks like Chosen got the bubble skip as well. Alright. Both players got the heart and are on their way back to the palace. The same experience points. Trav takes a pit into the water though. So that is going to now put Chosen in the lead. After Trav got an early lead due to that encounter that Chosen had. It is still early, though. So Chosen grabs the key. Bots not being nice to Trav. Trav's got the key as well. So it looks like Chosen is about a full screen ahead. Does probably have what is amounting to a 15 or so second lead. Let's see if we can kind of determine here what that lead is. Yeah, I'm gonna say that it is about 14 to 15 seconds. So already, Trav is gonna need something to go wrong for Chosen in order to catch up. Chosen grabbing the final key that will be needed for this palace. And we see Chosen heading downstairs first. Alright, so now on the way to the candle. Right there with the point bag, Chosen gets attack 2. And Trav actually opting to take life 2 right there. Most likely for safety. That should not throw off his levels. And Chosen heading back after grabbing the candle. Trav not too far behind. It actually seems like Trav may have caught up a little bit. And yeah, I think he has. I think he's only about 12 or so seconds behind now. So both at attack 2 and life 2. Trav does turn back around for a point bag drop. Skipping the hammer, brother. So we see that Chosen is going to be placing the crystal. Oh, no. He's got to fight Hammerhead first, or Horsehead first. And Trav is also at the Horsehead fight. So managing to keep up a little bit here. And sort of make up that deficit from the death taken at the bubbles. Seems like he's back within about 10 seconds. Well, it may be about 13 seconds still. So maybe hadn't caught up quite as much as I thought he may have. So now both runners are heading to the trophy cave. Chosen is they are both in the trophy cave now. Both have gotten the trophy, and they are going to go get the jump spell. Vaughn is pointing out in chat that Chosen has gotten to attack 4, which will help him get by some of the enemies faster, while Trav may need to do some skips in Palace too. In Death Mountain, the orange and red Dairas will take 2 more hits for Trav being at attack 3. if you play this game like I do, what you'll do is you'll skip placing the crystal in Palace 1, and then cheese the leveling system a little bit by, hey, James Van Box on behalf of Trav White, thank you for following. So, if you play the game like I do, where I am not nearly as good as these players are, I will just continuously grind Palace 1 until I'm leaving at attack 6, not place the crystal until I've already gotten to attack 5. But you only get one chance to do that. Well, I know some people say that it's actually Palace 2 that is best for grinding. Ooh, Trav is taking some hits from projectiles there. Gets out of that scene, making it to town, so be able to get the life spell here and maybe make a life recovery, but seems like Trav has fallen even further behind in the path to Lifetown. Well, they are in the life spell just a few seconds apart, so Chosen's lead might not be that much, but I feel like Trav is probably going to spend a few seconds here before leaving town, getting a life refill, where Chosen is just going to need to get the magic and move on. So he casts life once, casts it again, so he's all filled up. That doesn't take too long. We see Chosen leaving Lifetown at 3:19 and a half or so. And Trav leaving at just under 31, so it's with the 3-second stream delay difference, we do see Chosen with about a 15-second lead once again. Both of them taking a little bit of damage here in Death Mountain. Chosen is about a screen ahead. Getting beat up by these bats. The bats being like, the least favorite part of this game for a lot of folks. And so Trav only took one hit from the bats in there. Mountain becomes relatively easy to navigate once you learn that you just have to go right. Like Trav got ready to cast life. Daira does hit him, but oh, gets a magic drop from that Daira as well. The Chosen cast life after taking a couple brutal hits there. You will get a magic fill up at the end of this cave, Chosen's still a screen ahead. Like, Trav got another magic drop, so he's able to cast life before picking up the magic bottle. So Trav and Chosen both in the magic cave, or in the hammer cave now. Uh-oh. Trav takes some hits there and didn't get life cast before going in for the last swipe on that Dyrus. So that was a little bit frightening. Looked like that was almost a death. So Chosen just about to get the hammer. And then he'll grab that magic bottle on the way back. Oh, Trav not want to take that hit. He has no magic. No problem with the other Dyra so far, so he has got the hammer as well. He has attack 4 now, so caught up to Chosen in that regard. So we see Chosen grabbing the next medicine bottle. It looks like a lot of little time saves are starting to add up here for Chosen, where Chosen has built a lead out to about 35-ish seconds. So both are heading back on their way to Palace 2. Chosen heading back to get the medicine bottle. Takes a skip while on the path, or an encounter on the path. Avoids the encounter so far on his way. Yes, gets to the cave with the medicine bottle without getting another encounter there. Whoa. Bubbles not being nice to Trav right there. He got a points drop there. I wonder if he maybe would have preferred a magic drop. Let's see. Okay, he did get off the desert space. So you can wind up getting encounters on the path if you, and we see Trav also take the encounter on the path. You can wind up getting an encounter while on the path when you break a boulder and there is that one desert space underneath the boulder. You can actually get a desert encounter there. So Chosen is coming back after having gotten the medicine bottle. Oh, Trav is very low on life. Not going to want to take a death here, and doesn't. Got another guy to fight. Okay, took care of him. And will Trav take... Yes, Trav will take an intentional death there, leaving the cave. So, 1 life left. Probably pick up the Link doll. Might not. Getting beat up a little bit on the way out by the boggos and crawly things. Yeah, there's Trav, grabs the Link doll. Getting extra life for the rest of this journey. Chosen is in Fairy Town and gets the down stab. Trav just entering Fairy Town. Alright, so as Trav is getting the down stab, we see Chosen getting Fairy Spell. Chosen is very close to attack 5 right now. He's on the way to Palace 2, while Trav is just getting the Fairy Spell now. Chosen going to get an encounter on his way to the Heart Piece. Well, get another life container in this cave. There it is. The Trav gets into the cave without an encounter. And I think I saw that Chosen froze for just a frame or two on the on that one desert space. Chosen gets a fairy encounter in the swamp. So that's just a half encounter. Gets a magic bottle on the way in. So that bit of RNG will be helpful. But yeah, I had seen Chosen stop on the desert space under the boulder, and I wondered if maybe that was a manipulation to avoid an encounter. But after having watched Trav go through the same thing, I'm wondering if rather it was. Oh, it looks like Trav was trying to avoid an encounter there, but was not able to. Did not get back to the safe space. And Trav also gets a magic bottle on the way into Palace 2. One of the bots not being nice to Chosen in here. And the Hammer Brothers projectiles not being nice to Trav in here. He gets the key. So Trav takes a life spell while grabbing a magic bottle. Able to take it twice and get back up to full life. Chosen is well ahead here in Palace 2. Trav likely needs something to go wrong for Chosen in order to make a comeback. Again, since these are West Coast races, they're only going to play through Palace 3. We see Chosen running by the tin suits. Probably, or possibly will, not need to fight them. Doesn't really need the points. Be able to get to attack 6 leaving this palace. So unless he would, want to take some additional life or magic levels, can probably skip most of the enemies. Would only want enough enemies to get to attack 6. Same for Trav, probably doesn't have enough enemies to kill to even get to attack 6 by the end of this palace, so we might not see him fight the enemies either on the way or on the way back. See, we do see Chosen fight one of those Iron Knuckles on the way back. Yeah, okay, so Trev is skipping some of those enemies as well. So, Chosen is in the final corridor heading to Helmet Head. I have a little bit of trouble with key grab. And a really good Helmet Head fight Chosen. And that will safely get him to attack 6. Places the crystal. And let's see, that was at about 29-26, so we'll think about that here. I'll try to remember that as Trav is placing the crystal as well. Treat that as though it was 29-23. So Trav has taken down Helmet Head as well. Looks like it is just under a 1-minute lead for Chosen. About a 56, 57 second lead. So Chosen is now picking up the shield spell, which they are required to pick up, and Trav is able to take that inevitable encounter in one of the safe spaces. Then gets another one that really could not be avoided. So they are required to 100% the Western continent, and it is required that they do get the shield spell at some point, and it's considered to be faster to get it here. We'll see them go into the King's Tomb to ensure they avoid graveyard encounters. And then you just head straight south to find the cave to get to the third palace. Trav has now collected the shield spell as well. Chosen just entering Palace 3. So, in excellent shape to take this race. Trav in the cave on the way to Palace 3. Seems like still about a minute behind. I think with that encounter, we're going to see that Trav is a little bit more than a minute behind. And yeah, it does seem that Trav has fallen behind by a handful more seconds. See, Chosen grabs the key. This is a very scary place in the game. I always feel like with those pits and the enemies that can force you into the lava, that those are always a place where even the best players could take a death. And it looks like Chosen will intentionally take a death here. There it is. I think Trav has one death that potentially could be taken. But will he want to take an intentional death anywhere and then be down to his last life? It's only gonna save a few seconds. And now it looks like Trav does not have a death to take. So I'm sorry if that was a jinx on my part. So Trev has to fight that guardian of the raft. Could not take a death there. Not sure if he would have planned to or not. But that was no longer an option. And Chosen is on the way. He's able to avoid that projectile to the end of the screen. Okay, Chosen is at the Rebenak fight. And mows him down, and looks like Chosen is going to be placing the crystal shortly. Where Trav is still going to need to grab this key. So Chosen is in with a time of 36:25. And we'll be watching Trav finish this off. Looks like he's going to finish about a minute 15-ish to a minute 30 behind. Probably about a minute 30 behind at this point. But here he is at the Rebenak fight as well. Push back by him a little bit. Goes in and with maybe only one hit left to take, was able to hit the victory over Rebenak, and will place the crystal. It's like about 37:58.8. So that race is over. Good games, guys. Chosen takes that one, and Trav finishes just about a minute and 33 seconds behind.
Yo, what's up, Shadow?
Hey, Trev.
Oh my god.
Good effort.
You know, some days, you just play horribly, and today, for me, that was one of those days.
Yeah, I was sure you didn't like that first race.
Oh my god, the first race was terrible. Not that this one was any better, but wow.
Oh, yeah, the second one went a little bit better for you. It was just little time saves here and there seemed to build for Chosen, and then I think you did have you didn't exactly take deaths where you were planning to.
Yeah.
That's probably their biggest time losses.
And I played super safe. I was just trying to get through it, really. A few of us were having issues today, to say the least. But it was fun. What y'all don't see behind the scenes is most of the racers are in my Discord, and we're all chatting and stuff while I did despawn the IK in the candle room, Vaughn. We're all chatting and stuff and laughing it up, so you know, it's a really great time. I'm sorry the gameplay, at least for me, wasn't what y'all have come to expect, but it was a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun doing this, so.
Alright, it was a lot of fun to watch it again.
I appreciate that.
Be here for it.
with that, I'm going to send us all off. Let me see. Chosen, are you gonna keep going? 10-4. All right. With that, I'm going to go ahead and cut stream and probably go straight to bed because I need some sleep. Shadow, what do you got coming up next on your stream?
Well, I'm probably going to take 20, 30 minutes or so, and then I'm going to do some Super Mario Brothers 3 novice speedrun attempts tonight.
Awesome. Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah.
Do you have a like a goal time or anything?
Yeah, my first completed run was just this last Saturday, and it was 28 minutes, but I had a really, really rough World 5, and actually took a game over there. I could save 10 minutes just from that world alone, so I practiced it over the weekend, and I have a goal to sometime this week complete a run under 80 minutes.
Ooh.
So go from a sub 90 to a, yeah. I guess when you're a novice, because the world record is under 51 minutes. But I guess when you're just starting, you can get excited about cutting off chunks of time, minutes at a time.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's how Z2 players do it too. You know, when we count minutes, not as much seconds until you get to top tier.
Yeah.
But with that, I appreciate everyone coming out. We will be on next Monday, same time, 10 p.m. Eastern. With that, I'm going to send y'all all over to my good friend Zero Counts. Let me see what he is playing. He is doing some Star Tropics. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you, chat. Thank you, Shadow. And thank you, runners. Y'all are all awesome. I will see y'all next Monday. Or before that. I don't know when I'm streaming next. But let's go on the raid. See y'all next time.
Communion with the creatures.
Okay. And close